I have a letterbox now, go check it out. So it's been a little while since I've reacted to comments, hasn't it? It's been like 9 or 10 months. I don't know, I'm too lazy to go check. Anyway, I thought it was time we read some comments for old time's sake, make some new enemies, you know, get into fights, piss people off, the good old fun stuff we all love to do on this channel. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get started, shall we? I resent your big hero slander. Take it back. Never! We just watched this movie last night with 10 and 14-year-olds. We both enjoyed it, and so did I. I did not find it unmemorable. I think this review is negative for the sake of being negative. What? Negative for the sake of being negative. This is from the Strange World review, by the way. But, like, what do you even mean by being negative for the sake of being negative? That doesn't make any sense. Every critique made and suggestion of a fix would have been just as harshly trashed. If they used the black and white old-timey scenes more, you would have just said they stole it from WOO, Wizard of Oz, and they overused it. Why would I do that? Why would I suggest they do something to improve it if I was just gonna hate it anyway? Like, why would I do that? That makes, like, no logical sense. Why would I suggest a solution if I were to hate said solution? That makes no sense at all. Like, the fuck? If they made a big deal of the son being gay, it was cliche. I think the lack of marketing was probably deliberate to keep the crazies on the right from hijacking the movie and creating a movie-burning situation to save the world from the gay agenda. Well, if you ask me, and this is just my own tinfoil hat theory coming off, my theory is... Shit, sorry. My theory is that they didn't market the movie at all to justify not putting gay characters in their movies anymore, because, like I said, Disney really hates doing that. They want to find a good excuse. So if they had a movie that had a very prominent gay character in the main, as one of the main characters, and then it failed, well, then they have a reason to just see, like, they have a reason to justify that. It's like, see, like, people don't like us having gay characters in our movies, so we don't have to do it anymore. That's just me, though. If they add gay characters, no matter the side you fall on, you all hate it. Well, because we know what it is. I mean, obviously you have your crazy right-wings who are just homophobic and stuff. You obviously have that. But on the other side, you have people that, like, just see it as cheap brownie points and nothing else. Because that's really what it is. They're just using them to say, hey, we're woke. Hey, we're open-minded. We include everyone under the rainbow and stuff. Like, everybody hates it because they see it for what it is. It's just shitty brownie point Tumblr pandering shit, and it sucks. It sucks either way. Like, do I want to see more gay characters in movies? Yeah, because I don't care if a character's gay. I care if the character's good. It's just that I see it for what it is. I know what it is. And I think here's the thing. Strange World's gay character, he wasn't bad. He wasn't like a bad character. The movie sucked, but it wasn't because he was gay or even that bad of a character. He was just boring. The whole movie was boring. I'm not sure how everyone wants them portrayed. They can't just put them in and ignore them, then they didn't highlight it enough. If they shine a light on them, then they're exploiting it. That's not a bad point. It is kind of true, and, like, it is kind of hard regardless of which direction it is. But still, you're saying that my review is just negative for the sake of being negative. When, like, I wasn't the only one. A lot of people really didn't like this movie. And it wasn't just because there was a gay character in it. A lot of people said it was just a very dull and uninteresting film overall. Getting the LGBTQA+ community right for the LGBTQA+ is so incredibly impossible, and Wikipedia is written by ordinary people, not by Wikipedia. If you don't like the description of the son, go change it. No, I thought it was funnier that Wikipedia just described him as the gay son. Also, you can't just get on Wikipedia anymore to just change it, because people were doing that all the time back when it first started. So now to change things on Wikipedia, you have to like make an account, and you have to like do certain things. Like, you have to like pass all these tests and whatever. Like, you can't just change it to whatever you want now. You have to like have a bunch of shit. And like, nah, I just think it's funny that I just thought it was funny that Wikipedia described him as the gay son. I just thought that was really fucking funny. Cursing, thank you, you're welcome. Fuck. The woke leftists strike again. Brainwashing 5-year... I'm not gonna read this anymore. Yeah, I'm not gonna read this. You know exactly what this comment's gonna say. Nah, STFU. Good movie. Well, you sure convinced me. I liked Lightyear, until we meet the Loser Gang and the Zod old-time twisted multiverse Lightyear crab. But my god, the daughter old hag. Freak all of you people. Well, freak you too. Freak, your videos are garbage. Wrong your. Yeah, Dragons and Nine Realms isn't as good, but it probably could be better if people gave it a chance. Yeah, I think the reply summed it up perfectly. I feel like 5 seasons is enough time for people to expect an increase in quality. And even if you want to make the argument that the seasons are small and short, doesn't change the fact that we're still 7 seasons in now. Well, I guess I said in my season 6 video, like, it's kind of getting a little better. Well, not a lot, not to warrant its continuation, but, like, it's far from the worst thing I've seen now. RaisorBlade, I officially hate you! Why are you keep watching this, man? Why do you do this to yourself? Well, I do it for the fans. And also for the money. YouTubers, when the badly animated, purely made to profit from nostalgia and to target kids show is not a masterpiece, but just trash that no one, including the writers, care about. I mean, I can't even argue with that. Like, he's right.
He's out of line, but he's right.
This screaming grown-ass Sigma male, Ransona, complaining and freaking out over a shitty cartoon for children will never not be the funniest thing to me. This screaming baby-ass beta cuck complaining and freaking out over a YouTuber talking about a shitty cartoon for children will never not be the funniest thing to me. Spike is not a god! Spike will find you in your sleep. And in the thumbnail. My boy! My boy Drip! My boy Drip actually commented. Drip, my boy! That's so... that's fucking awesome. I love that. So this comment's from the Peter Pan and Wendy review. Can someone please tell me a real reason why people don't like this? Obviously you didn't watch the video then. When you say it needs more color, that's the point. The whole film is supposed to give a realistic view of Peter Pan because the original did a terrible job at it. If you don't like realism, go watch Cinderella or something like that. Okay. Dude, it's Peter Pan. Alright? It's the story about these kids being taken to a magical place called Neverland where children never grow up. It has pirates, mermaids, Native Americans, and a bunch of other magical shit. Who the fuck is going to Peter Pan expecting realism? What? Also, when you say Peter Pan is an a-hole in both versions and he is a snobby teenager in the remake, that's the point! No, the point why Peter Pan was a terrible, unlikable asshole in this movie was to make Wendy, the girl, look good. You know, the original movie made him charming. Like, yeah, he was an asshole, but it made sense because he was, like, a 10-year-old boy and such. Like, obviously. And they still made him charming. And on top of that, Wendy did call him out for his shitty behavior in the original. And yeah, I know she did it in the remake too, but again, it's only because, well, if a woman makes a boy look bad, that means she's a strong female character. At least that's what modern Disney thinks. The only thing I can actually agree with you is the bad performance. This fucking comment was so stupid. It's like, you clearly didn't watch the video, man. Like, I gave so many reasons for why the movie was terrible, and yet you're just like, well, that's the point! It's a bad point! It's awful! Peter Pan's supposed to be this bright, colorful fantasy adventure, not this dark, murky, bleak, miserable experience. Come on. You guys don't get it. These people don't care about the magic of these movies. These IPs people love are just a vessel for them to write the real movies they actually want. It would never get any attention if it wasn't a remake of something popular. So you're basically admitting these filmmakers don't actually give a shit about the movies they're making. Like, I can't tell if this is like... I can't tell if they're making fun of the people who make these soulless live-action remakes, or if they're actually defending the live-action remakes and saying like, oh no, they have to base the movies they want to make on these IPs because it would never get made otherwise because Hollywood hates original ideas. And like, fair point, but that's obviously not what's going on here. And the way you phrased it, you just made it clear these people don't actually give a shit about the movies they're making. So even if that is the case, they still don't give a shit. These are still really bad movies, and these are really bad filmmakers just making soulless products. So, yeah, good job shooting yourself in the foot there, pal. I clicked on one video that YouTube recommended about this movie. Since then, I am being constantly bombarded by a plethora of videos, all offering their highly acerbic critiques of this film. Ooh, someone's got some big words here. I have some questions. Number 1, why so many videos all making the same points? I get it. The movie isn't very good, but so are a lot of movies, and this one seems to draw an undue amount of negative attention. So this is also from the Peter Pan and Wendy review, and the reason for that is because it just came out. In fact, if anything, it's kind of encouraged that you make videos based on movies that just came out because they are fresh. They are what everyone's talking about. They're what everyone is interested in hearing about. That's why you're seeing so many videos. And all the same points, well, the way I see it, the more people make a critique about something, the bigger the problem itself is. Like, imagine a building burning down the street and stuff like that. Is it suddenly not a good critique if everyone says, hey, the building's on fire, we should put that out? Number 2, are all of you, who appear to care so much about the story, really that big of fans of Peter Pan? So much so that one badly made film adaptation has you all on a campaign to deride this picture until it crawls into a hole somewhere and dies of shame? It seems a bit over the top, says the person who's leaving this big-ass paragraph all complaining about it. So, are you a big fan of Peter Pan? Are you like, do you hate Peter Pan? Like, if you don't care about this, then why are you complaining about us? Number 3, this of course begs the question, are there politics and bigotry at play here? Well, I'm not gonna touch that. Let's just move on. Let's suppose the film was actually quite good. All the performances by the actors were stellar. The art design was imaginative and beautiful, and the script remained faithful to the spirit of the story. Would you still have problems with the appearance of the actors? I mean, obviously some people would, but like, if the movie was still really good by the end of the day, I think everyone would say it's a good movie. Because that's how good movies work, when they are good. Like, what even is this question? It's like, if the movie's good, then obviously the movie will be good. And I guess that is a good point. Like, if the movie is really good by the end of the day, then people would be more willing to probably forgive things like Tinkerbell being black, or the focus being on Wendy than Peter Pan, things like that. But, it's like, it still doesn't change the fact that, like, obviously this person doesn't understand how YouTube works. The problem that is happening here is that we are attempting to maintain traditions that were born out of a time when humans stayed in their own isolated groups. Should I keep reading this comment? Because I feel like it's about to get really racist. People from different races generally did not commingle or form friendships or marriage. So when some artist wants to retell an old story from our past, written in a time where every character in a story would be of the same ethnicity, he or she may want to make the story more relevant to a modern audience. Oh god, I don't even know if I want to talk about this. It's just so dumb. It's like, oh god, it's so dumb. I think it is fair to debate the merits of such artistic license, but it is wrong to think this is an attack on our traditions that need to be defended with anger and hostility. Except I don't know why you're commenting on my video for this. Like, I didn't shit on Tinkerbell being black. I didn't mention it at all because I don't really care, because it's a fictional character by the end of the day. I just said the movie sucks because it's fucking ugly and bad. The story of Peter Pan, and Lord of the Rings for that matter, why are you bringing that up, still exists in its original form and can never be taken away. So why do we care like it's been thrown in the fire? It's just a bad movie. Get over it. So the guy who went on some tirade about races and, races and how they didn't commingle and how they were in isolated groups and shit. Like, bro, you went on a fucking 2-paragraph rant. Like, if anyone should get over it, it's you. People did not hate Ahsoka. It was grown-ass Star Wars men that hated her. No, it was everybody. Like, I remember. I was there. I was there, all right? And before you saying I'm a grown-ass Star Wars man, I was like 12 when the movie came out, all right? We're talking about the Star Wars Clone Wars movie. It came out back in 2008. But no, it wasn't just men. I assure you, it was everyone. Men hated her. Women hated her. A lot of people hated her, all right? It was pretty bad. A lot of people hated Ahsoka. It wasn't just men, I promise you. Bro stole Audrey's whole flow. I don't even understand what that means. I actually shared this comment with Audrey and she didn't know what that meant. It's like, we both just stared at it just in utter shock. We were like, what the fuck does that even mean? Not like Audrey had any flow to begin with. Fuck you. This killed my childhood. I mean, you're right. Don't know why you're telling me fuck you, but you're right. No offense, but if you hate these live-action remakes so much, why do you keep watching them? Money. Money and nothing else. Disney has made so many bad remakes that at this point, do you expect anything else? No. No, I don't, but money. I honestly really enjoyed the Scuttlebutt song. Bro, you're deaf. You're fucking deaf. Don't ever talk bad about Dragon the Nine Reams. It very good show. If you say so. You're not saying it well, but if you say so. You jerk. Shut up. Dragon the Nine Reams is cool show. Over 26.7 million people watch it, and stop thrashing Dragon the Nine Reams. What the fuck is this comment, man? My reply is perfectly serviceable. I don't need to say anything else beyond that. The lore between the YouTubers that review the show is more interesting than the show. Boy, if that is not true. if that is not true. Me, Audrey, Adrian, like we're all like in a little fan group and stuff together, just shitting on the show, having a good time actually. Like if there's anything the Nine Realms gave me, it is some good friends. I will give the show that much. The Finland joke had me giggling, along with the butchering of Simo Heiha's name. So this is from the Season 6 Nine Realms video, and apparently a lot of Finns really loved the Simo Heiha joke that I made. Love you, Finland, but butchering Simo Heiha's name, is that not how you say it? I've heard people say it like that before, Simo Heiha and stuff. Like, I've heard people describe it like that. I guess I've also heard people say it like as Simo Heiya. I've heard people say it like Simo Heiya, but like, I don't know, I've heard people say Simo Heiha. I don't know. Is that not how you say it? I don't know, I'm not Finnish, so I don't know. On the bright side, you genuinely cracked me up with what you were saying about Finland. I was laughing so hard as you warned DreamWorks about NATO, and most importantly, Finland was coming for them because of their wrongs towards Alex. Also, you've managed to reference a piece of history I don't know. I'm aware that I don't know everything, but I'm pretty well versed in modern history, so I'll have to go look up Simo Heiha. Is that the right spelling? After I finished my studying for the night. Again, it was really fascinating. I was not expecting that kind of response from Finnish people. Again, love you, Finland. RaisorBlade mentioning Heiha made my day. Vintu Yi? I have no idea. I'm probably butchering that too. Vintu Yi. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds like it's a compliment, so thank you. Vintu Yi. Definitely butchered that for sure. I hate it when people like you come up with better plot lines than the actual movie. I mean, it's almost like I want to be a filmmaker someday or something. I actually would love to make a film someday. It would actually be really awesome. All of that aside, I'm down bad with Ruby.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Bro, she's like 14 or 15. Someone call the cops! FBI, open up! LOL, I don't think the guy in the video was the target audience for this movie. This is from the Ruby Gilman video, and again, just to say it clearly, just because it's made for kids doesn't mean it has an excuse to be bad. The movie is not that bad. I think people that just overreacting. I am not that just overreacting. Ruby Gilman really wasn't a good movie. Sorry, not sorry. I saw the movie and it is good, as expected from the ones who introduced us Shrek and How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, also Shark Tale and Boss Baby. Like, look, DreamWorks makes a bad movie every once in a while. It's just expected. Look, for every Ruby Gilman, we get a Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, alright? It's just, you know, you take what you can get. You know, you take the W's, you take the L's, like any studio does. That's just how it is, you know? That's how it goes. Okay, hear me out. I'm not a hater, but to not say that about Monkey King. I'm more thing. I'm 9. I know cringe. Clearly you do. I like your content. But your personality? Not much. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? You like my content but not my personality. Like how do you like my content but not my personality? My content is my personality. So either you like them both or you hate them both. Makes no difference to me, just saying. Why do so many adults have beef with kids movies? Man, I don't know. Probably because they're vegetarians and they ain't fucking scared of me. Dude, calm the fuck down! Dude. No! RaisorBlade, I love ya. I like your vids. I like your humor, but I've held it back long enough. Stop saying Cars 2 is bad! It's not! It is an 8.5 at its peak and a 7.5 overall. Animation, 11 out of 10. Story, 9 out of 10. Pacing, 8 out of 10. Characters, great! The only thing bad about it is that it has jack shit to do with Cars 1 and 3. And to that I say... 8.5? The only 8.5 that movie deserves is the size boot to go up its ass. And that's just the bare minimum. This movie sucks. Are you kidding me? I can't think of a single person that unironically likes Cars 2. Not even close. Good lord. This person's gotta be like 8 or 9 or something and just unequivocally loves cars in general like all little kids do. 8.5. Go watch real movies. Go watch Puss in Boots. Go watch Nimona. Those are movies that are higher than 8.5. Go learn what a real 8.5 movie looks like, man. Come on. How is Nimona an important movie? It's a good movie, sure, but it isn't important, LMAO. It's an animated movie. So is Beauty and the Beast, your point? Just simply saying, how is an animated movie important? I mean, shit. It's not like animated movies make a shit ton of money every year. It's not like they're the most talked about and acknowledged films of every year. It's like whenever an animated movie comes out, people are always talking about it whenever they come out. It's like when you watch stuff like Beauty and the Beast or Into the Spider-Verse, people always talk about how influential and incredible they are. It's like, my God, do you just not watch any animated movies? Do you just avoid them? Like, Jesus fucking Christ. I don't care about the Dragon King and how he's a lamer, more gay version of Jafar. Well, that's just insulting Jafar, isn't it? Okay, that's a fair point. Yeah, it is very insulting to Jafar, isn't it? The movie is not bad. It's your opinion on Doll Hall movies okay. Also, Raya and the Last Dragon might not be that cool to you, but it actually kind of has a good message. The message it was trying to send is good, but the way it executed it is bad. The way it just tells you to blindly trust people and such, that's not good. That's a dangerous message. You don't want to put that out there. It's a very bad message. And Sisu was the one trying to pass down that message to Raya. Sisu was awful, so your point? Also, even if you thought Big Hero 6 was not that great, you do realize it won an Academy Award in 2015 for Best Animated Feature, right? Best Animated Feature! Yeah, and it's been made very clear the Oscars don't care about animation. They just give the award to Disney every single year, save for like the previous year, and that was only after everyone gave them shit for doing that. Best Animated Feature, like that's a gotcha. Like, Big Hero 6 was easily the weakest movie nominated in 2014. It was easily the weakest. Every movie nominated that year was infinitely better. And even then, you have Lego Movie, a movie that wasn't nominated, but probably deserved it, to be honest with you. That, period, means it's going down as history as one of the best Disney films of all time. Don't you mean best animated films? Jesus, dude, even you don't give a shit about this. Also, you forgot to name one more Don Hall movie. It's Moana. Do you think Moana is just okay, too? Okay, Don Hall didn't direct Moana. He worked as a writer, but he wasn't the director. No, not even... Dude, come on. But yeah, to answer your question, Moana is a good movie. I am pretty sure there is a sequel, but it's terrible. Nobody talks about it, and Big Z isn't in that sequel. Actually, Surf's Up has a direct-to-video sequel, Wave Mania. Okay, YouTube needs to make it to where you can't comment on a video until after you've watched the video. That will save people so much embarrassment, like right here. I'm just saying. You know, you really are messed up in the head. I get everyone has freedom of speech, First Amendment, and you did this 5 months ago, but let's get something straight. If you don't like the movie, don't watch it. Don't talk about it. For one, don't talk about Astro like that! So yeah, this is from the Astro Boy review. There is a lot to the movie and to the storyline, and you are spreading hate to others to make them say the same thing, and that you don't get how your words can affect people with their favorite movie and characters, and also, yes, it went bad for the Imagy Studio. Where is a period? Like, goddamn, you're going on so fucking long here. I got things to say. But what you need to understand is, don't read everything up on Wiki, because it's not always right. Oh, thank God, a period. Okay. First of all, me simply saying a movie's bad isn't spreading hate or anything like that, okay? It's entirely up to the viewer, you guys, to decide whether to agree with me or not. I'm not getting my opinion out there to force people to agree with me. It's simply to share my perspective and my opinion on certain things, and that's it. You're free to agree or disagree with me however you want, okay? I'm not trying to brainwash people or spread propaganda or anything like that. All I said was Astro Boy 2009 sucks. That's all I was trying to say. All right? If you agree with me, cool. If you don't, then that's fine too. It doesn't matter. So spreading hate. I said a movie sucks. Come on, get over yourself. I think your opinion based on Astro Boy 2XS what? In a row? Oh, 2 times. Oh, I guess they're talking about both my old review and the new review. In a row is ridiculous and just an attack on yourself. Well, I did watch the movie, so I guess you got a point there. I did attack myself by watching that movie again. If it was so bad, then why are robots being created for real life? Because that's how technology works? Alright. Why is there a fashion company with boots inspired by him? They wouldn't have these IDs if it wasn't for the first manga and first robot. Yeah, from way back in the 60s. Like, you're talking about Astro Boy. Like, obviously Astro Boy is a huge, famous cultural phenomenon. Like, he's a big deal in Japan. So, yeah, that doesn't surprise me one bit. Dragon Ball is the same exact way. In fact, there's a lot of anime that are the exact same way. Japan takes anime very seriously. So, we're talking about the movie. We're talking about the 2009 American-made movie. Like, this is an American-made adaptation, okay? Yes, it is a kid's movie. I was 10 years old when I watched it, and has been a big part of my life. Maybe stop spreading you hate and being judgmental. Maybe your life is terrible because of your own status hating movies, but don't spread it to others. You're just... Wrong you are, by the way. You're just a waste of negativity to drag movies down. Good lord, this person needs therapy. All this because I said a movie was bad. My own status? What does that even mean by that? Like, am I poor? Am I rich? Is that why I hate movies? Because I'm poor and or rich? I don't even know. What did I say to give away my status in the review when I said the movie was bad? Did I give away I'm poor? Did I give away I'm rich? I don't fucking know. What does that have to do with my thoughts on the movie? I don't know why people subscribe to you. That's honestly a good question. I honestly don't know either. You should be reported about the things you say. If Amasu Tezuka was alive today and read your comment, don't you mean watch my video? He would be so upset and hurt because he is the god of manga. I don't know. I think he'd just be counting his checks because he was very rich. His manga was very successful along with the other mangas he made. He was very rich and successful, so why would he give a shit about what one guy on the internet said? Why would he care? I'm so sick everyone putting hate on Astro and his movie. It's wrong on so many levels. How many other people reviewed Astro Boy outside of me? I mean, I think Just Stop made a video about it, and that's about it. That's all I know. I mean, I'm sure other people reviewed it, but I don't know how many other people reviewed Astro Boy in 2009. I don't know. So, I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm a true fan. Oh! It's Liam cosplaying as a woman. Couldn't say I'm surprised, to be honest with you. I'm a true fan, and will stand up for what is right. You're a disgrace. Wrong you are, by the way. You're a disgrace of a human being. Maybe if you leave this world and get made as a robot, you should either be a robot pet or a baby robot for the rest of your life. How is that, you overgrown sack of shit? I love this comment. This comment's amazing. So good. If Astro was to see this, he would be torn apart. Yeah, except he's a fictional character, though. Not a real person. No real feelings. Astro makes kids and young adults and everyone of all ages realize they are not alone and shouldn't be afraid to be different. Your video was discussed wrong, but... Oh, wait, no, that is the right your. Good for you. You finally figured it out. Like, at the very end of your comment. Your video was disgusting to me. And when you said Astro sucks, I cried. Because that hurt me and broke me. Guess what? You suck. Lay in the ground and then suck more. How about that? Oh, man, that might be the best comment I've gotten in a long time. That shit was amazing. I love it. Guys, please, if you have negative comments to give me, make them look like this, alright? This is, like, I gotta get this, like, framed on my wall. It's beautiful. the bad grammar, the bad capitalization, just the absolute ranting, shitting themselves, temper tantrum throwing. Oh, it's perfect. It's perfect. Just, oh, I love this comment. The baby girl 1999, aka Liam, I love you. If you're Liam, though, I hate you. Keep fucking off, please. Just because the creator thinks it's bad means nothing. The creator can be an evil lunatic. To reverse the roles, I'm sure Hitler never denounced the Holocaust. For a more time-relevant example, I'm sure there are executives who enjoy Are You Happy Now? And One Course Meal, SpongeBob episodes when the writers realistically drive characters to suicide. There are worse episodes, but those should be memorable enough. Even if the executives aren't the creators, it doesn't mean an executive can't create something horrible and then not denounce it despite being utterly horrible. Okay, I'm so confused here. This is from a Troll in Central Park, obviously, so he's suggesting that Don Bluth is an evil lunatic because of what Troll in Central Park was. And he had to compare it to Hitler and the Holocaust for some reason? Why? Hitler never denounced the Holocaust. He fucking killed himself while trying to commit it. But to compare that to executives of SpongeBob had made some bad SpongeBob episodes, that's a pretty big fucking leap, dude. I don't think I would use Hitler to compare a bad writer of an episode or of a TV show or a movie. Like, that's just... It's kind of shitty, honestly. It's like, why? I think there's a difference between being Hitler and being a bad writer. I think there's a big fucking gape. Okay, alright. And a person can create a great show only to have an idiotic change of heart and hate it for some reason. Idiotic? Sounds like something J.K. Rowling would do in a slightly different universe. Are you seriously comparing Don Bluth to J.K. Rowling? Like, dude, are you serious? Like, look, I don't know if Don Bluth is homophobic or transphobic or whatever. Like, I still gotta read his book and stuff. Like, he's like, I know he's like, kind of, he takes Christianity very seriously. He's a hyper-Christian and stuff. He's gone on missions and such. But, like, I don't think he's a bad person. He just wrote a really shitty movie. Like, obviously, like, I don't think Don Bluth's like a pedophile because he made Troll in Central Park with the bad touch stuff. He was just clearly, like, he was clearly pushed against the wall. Executives were breathing on his neck. He couldn't think clearly. Obviously, he in himself, it makes sense why he would hate it. Okay? It's shitty, alright? I don't think Don Bluth is a fucking pedophile. I don't think he's Hitler just because he made a bad movie. And I think it's fucking stupid to try and compare a bad writer and a bad movie to Hitler. That's fucking stupid. Like, this is the most confusing fucking comment I've ever read. Like, are you saying that Don is evil, or are you saying it's a good thing that he looks back on it and regrets it? I really can't tell. So this is from a Nine Realms video. I tried to watch this video, but I had these questions. Number one, what's the point of this video? To talk about the TV show in the video? Like, the title should tell you that. Number two, why do you think you're gonna get something about this? About this? You mean from this? Well, I did get something from it. I got a lot of money. Number three, it's just a kid's show. And basically, there you have it. Do I even need to keep reading? Because, like, that's it. It's a massive, long, it's a kid's show. Kids don't care. Kids don't deserve good writing. Kids don't deserve good animation. Kids don't deserve good art. That's what the whole comment's gonna be. But let's keep reading because it might get really funny. Let's start. I think it's so stupid the way you guys organize to talk bullshit about a kid's show that doesn't need to have complex lore, intelligent characters, or explanation for something. Yeah, except it's part of a franchise that has that stuff, that had a complex lore, that had intelligent characters and explanations. Like, it's a part of that franchise, so it makes sense to be mad about it. And yeah, to organize, yet we all just reviewed it, we all found each other's reviews, we all reached out to each other, and we all hook up every once in a while. Orgies! I don't know, I'm just kidding. Kids don't care if something is right or not. They do. They actually do, believe it or not. They just want to watch the fucking cartoon. And it's amazing how you YouTubers try to have an opinion against a company that earns millions a year, and you who try to support yourself by talking shit to your stans by making a fucking anti-children's cartoon cult or some shit like that. Really? Saying a TV show sucks means you're part of a cult? Are you out of your fucking mind, dude? Oh my god. Wow. And I love how he put YouTubers in quotations. Like, I don't know, man. It's pretty easy to be a YouTuber. You just gotta upload a video, do it constantly, and boom, you're a YouTuber. That's all it said. That's all I gotta do. Random people talking bad about a show that probably took a long time for its creators to make money or fun/job, while some YouTubers on the internet discard every month or week of work from animators, scriptwriters, and artists just to earn a minimum amount of content. Fuck, I even tried not to be so judgmental. Failed on that. I even tried not to be so judgmental on your video, trying to make a self-constructive critique based on what you can improve. But it's hard to have an argument with a person, also P&G tuber, who trash talks about a show when he's already an adult and doesn't understand what's going on the kid's mind of what is cartoon. Yeah, I keep getting a lot of comments about that, being a P&G tuber, because I use an avatar now and such, which, like, I don't understand how that makes me any less of a YouTuber or critic on YouTube and stuff. It's like, who cares if I'm a P&G tuber or whatever? It's like, what does it matter? It's no different. It's like, there's plenty of P&G tubers out there. Sable Spark, Just Stop. I Hate Everything, I guess. I guess Schaeferolus would also count as a P&G tuber, I guess. Ish, maybe? I don't know. It's so fucking dumb. It just keeps coming back to the whole, it's a kid's show! Get over it! It's a kid's show! Like, there's no actual defense here of the show's quality itself, you know? The most he can make an argument for is that the people who made the show did put time and effort into it, and they deserve respect. Which I agree, they do, because they're just doing their jobs. I'm not trying to shit on them personally when I say the show's bad. Same with Audrey, same with Adrian, same with everyone who reviews in the Nine Realms. It's like, that's just how it is. It still sucks, though. My only thing is, try to appreciate the work of others that yours will be too. Yeah, but you didn't follow your own advice. You just shat on me for no good reason, so kind of a hypocrite there. I also love this part at the very end of the comment saying, I will not reply or view this comment once it has been posted. Like he knew what he was saying was complete and utter bullshit. Like he doesn't believe a fucking word of what he just typed out there. So like, my gosh, it's so fucking stupid. Funny enough, about a week or so later, he would comment again. This very same guy, he would actually comment again on the Season 5 video and say this. It's pretty funny. Well, I've come to my senses now that my words can't change anyone's minds about being an evil person, discarding anyone's hard work on the internet. Yeah, saying a movie or TV show is bad makes you evil, apparently. Guess I'm no protector of artists, animators, companies. Well, guess this felling humans are becoming bad to each other made me do this to try and save people, but I ended up not believing or believing in God anymore because of lack of proofs in my astronomy studies. Since I wanted mankind to upgrade to a better E-species, well, I'm sorry. Keep your work as long someone is ganging on doing something, even if is doing bad good, they are ongoing. Sorry, just watch some of your vid, love your works now, mate. This fucking guy, my god, this guy was going through a crisis, like, Jesus, like, is this guy okay? Like, this guy needs some fucking therapy. I hope he got therapy. Like, this guy fucking, he went through some shit. He fucking lost his faith in God and shit. Thinking people who said a show is bad as evil and stuff. Oh my god. Fucking, alright, shit. Let's just move on from that. Alright, I hope that guy is okay. You are evil, Big Bald. You need help. Lucy, what are you? Is Donald Trump? You dumb movies is good. You need help, Big Lucy. Stop hated. Good movies, bad people, you evil bald. Wow. Okay. Okay, so this comment is very weird. There's a weird backstory behind it. But basically, this guy, he kind of went off on me on Twitter and such. Like, I showed stuff about Nimona and stuff on my Twitter, and he got all pissy about it, saying, like, no, Nimona's gonna suck and stuff. And I'm like, well, how do you know? You're not even gonna give it a fair chance. It's like, I don't need to give it a fair chance. I already know it's gonna be shit. And I kind of blocked, and he got really pissy about it, and started calling me names, so I blocked him on Twitter and stuff. And he got all butthurt over that, being blocked on Twitter. And he would even at one point say that we were friends, when I don't even know this person. So, yeah, I just had to give some of that backstory, because this comment is like, this happened over, keep in mind, this happened like over a month before the Nimona video even came out. Keep that in mind. Honestly, awesome. It's great that you love this movie, man. More power to you, and keep up the good work. However, there's only two things that I've got to say about this when it comes to Nimona. Number one, it's actually pretty shitty that you pretty much blocked me and threw away us being friends on Twitter. We were not friends on Twitter. I don't know you. I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't even know what your name is. We never had a conversation. We don't share a Discord server. We never went on picnics. You never took me out on that fancy restaurant like I wanted to do. We're not friends, guy. Like, what are you talking about? Threw away us being friends. We were never friends. All because I said I didn't have any interest in seeing the movie because it looked terrible, and said that I only hated it because a girl was the lead and there were two gay men in it, which is one of the stupidest things I've ever read, and it was pretty disappointing coming from you. That's not what I said. That's not at all what I said. I just said you should give the movie a fair shake, and it's kind of unfair to say the movie's bad before you even watch it. It was pretty disappointing coming from you because you always had genuine good critiques, handle yourself well in conversation with people who disagree with you, and never resort to political nonsense. Even Crimson 15 Podcast called you out on that. Oh no! Not Crimson 15 Podcast! Who the fuck is that? I don't even know who that is. Number two, and this unfortunately relates to what it says on the thumbnail and what you say in this video. If this is the movie we need, then how come absolutely no one talks about it anymore? Seriously, Animation Twitter Online hyped up as the next best thing, that it was a game changer, that Netflix rivaled Disney, that it was the best animated movie of the year so far. Fast forward a month later and no one talks about it anymore. It went in one ear and out the other. Except no, it didn't. It's very much well talked about. You made it very clear you were going out of your way to avoid the movie and avoid all discussions of it. So it's like, dude, no wonder why you're not seeing it on Twitter, because you're going out of your way to avoid that shit. Like, you're going to the desert to look for water, my guy. Like, what are you talking about? Seriously? But that's your big gotcha there. No one's talking about it on Twitter anymore. So clearly the movie isn't that good. I mean, no one's talking about Across the Spider-Verse on Twitter as much as they were anymore either. Does that mean Across the Spider-Verse isn't that influential? Or the first Spider-Verse movie? Or Puss in Boots: The Last Wish? No, I don't see people talking about those movies on Twitter anymore, so I guess those movies aren't great. They suck. Dude, that's just how it is. Like, a movie isn't gonna be relevant 24/7. Eventually, people are gonna move on from it and stop talking about it over and over again. Like, that happens. That doesn't stop a movie from being influential and important. Like, that's ridiculous. Imagine using Twitter as a guideline on how influential a movie is. Nobody talks about Gone with the Wind. It's heavily regarded as perhaps the greatest movie ever made, but nobody on Twitter talks about it, so it must be bullshit. Fucking so bad. Animation Twitter always does this. Hype up something, usually a mediocre movie, as the next best thing, phrase it to death when it comes out, then forgets about it and moves on to the next thing. Doesn't sound at all like the movie we need. What makes matters worse is that everyone or anyone who either criticized it or had something bad to say about it, or just said they didn't like or care for it, were all labeled misogynists or homophobes when it was both coming out or was out. So again, if that's the reaction it gets from fans, then it's not the movie we need. I mean, that's not a bad point. People are doing that. But I didn't do that. All I said was you need to give the movie a fair shake before you go out and say the movie sucks, dude. That's all I fucking said. The last thing I will say that hopefully proves my point or gets said point across is that the only other things that still remember and talk about Nimona is Tumblr and your video. Not a good sign. Well, fuck you too, man. I put a lot of work in that video. A lot of people really were happy about that video, man. I mean, just shit. I mean, a lot of comments were praising the video and saying that it really touched them and meant a lot to them, which that meant a lot to me, that I was able to make people happy and stuff. But hey, not a good sign. So yeah, thanks. What a real friend you are. If you ask me, just go watch Moana, Wolfwalkers, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, or Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. But both Moana and especially Wolfwalkers are Nimona done right on every single level. Okay, I've seen Moana. I have no idea how Moana is Nimona done right. I never saw Wolfwalkers. I know everybody tells me, dude, you gotta watch Wolfwalkers. You gotta review Wolfwalkers. I want to watch Wolfwalkers. It looks good. It sounds good. I really want to watch it. I might make that a Patreon exclusive and watch the video with you guys. But I don't understand how they're done right on every single level. Like, they're not the same movie. Not even close. You know, I can kind of see why your sub count is so low. We all have different tastes, and that's fine. I was personally neutral on the movie myself. Did get a fair amount of amusement from the girl who had the wand, though. But seriously, you act as if this movie set your house on fire. This is from the Bright review, by the way. It's no worse than Aragon's film, which tried to be both Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, but somehow failed to be anything other than annoying. This entire video felt like it was just you nitpicking everything and blowing it all out of proportion. I get filmmaking is your passion, and seeing some wank stain of a human being get this far with what is clearly no real talent pisses you right off. But come on, man. If someone as short-tempered and prone to being an asshole as me is telling you you're getting too mad at this, that's a problem. So, yeah, I disagree. I think my Bright video was very much justified. You can argue about nitpicks all you want, but, like, am I wrong? Were those particular critiques themselves wrong? Like, that's what I have to say. Like, if you're gonna bitch about the so-called nitpicking, which I'll admit there was some nitpicking in that video, sure. Can you explain why the nitpicks weren't worth bringing up? Can you maybe, like, devalue the nitpick itself? Can you, like, try and explain why the nitpick wasn't worth making? No, I didn't think so. Just keep bitching, buddy. That's all I gotta say. I definitely feel this movie is overrated. This movie is getting such good box office returns only due to the fact that there are no good movies around it. Hence, the audience have no other choice but to go to it. Also, this is strictly a children's movie. Adults will feel tormented by its silliness. All adults will agree with me on this. So, so many illogical fallacies on that point. That sucks. Wait a minute, wasn't there this big movie that was out when Puss in Boots: The Last Wish came out? Oh, Avatar 2? No other movies. What are you talking about? The audience have no other choice. Like, no other choice? No one's forcing people to go see movies, my guy. What are you talking about? This is strictly a kid's movie. Yeah, a movie with blood, death, all that good stuff. Definitely a children's movie. So, yeah, I actually shared this comment on Twitter, and I guess some people, like, replied to him and stuff, and this is what he edited. He edited the comment. I definitely feel this movie is good. This movie is getting such good box office returns only due to the fact that it's a masterpiece in all departments. This movie is for kids as well as for the millennials. Well, he almost had it right. All adults will agree with me on this. My gosh. Like, imagine that. Imagine, like, being called out by your shitty mental fallacies and stuff, so you're just, go back and fix everything. Like, We caught you, man. We caught you. Dumb meaning stupid and vapid. Way to go. You just insulted deaf and mute people for genuinely no reason whatsoever. Who the fuck uses dumb to describe deaf and mute people? Don't you mean retarded people? Is that what you're talking about? Because usually dumb means you're talking about retarded people, not deaf and mute people. Like, the fuck? Like, dumb is usually a pretty common insult. Like, everybody uses the word dumb. Like, nobody gets mad at the word dumb. It's stupid. Also using great and totally sarcastically will obviously make you stand out from everyone else who has ever used that exact fucking wording. I didn't realize I was trying to own those words when I said them. Jesus Christ, alright. Thanks for using dumb as an insult again. Really paying respect to all the deaf and mute people out there. Who uses the word dumb to describe mute and deaf people? You're thinking about retarded people. My God. And I'm not saying retarded in a mean way. That's like the actual textbook definition of retarded people. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this comment is absolutely extraordinary. Just the single most, like, whiny SJWS bullshit you could possibly come up with. It is so bad. This is from the Nimona review. And, like, imagine watching the video and imagine getting offended by this particular thing. It is the dumbest thing I've ever read. So let's get into this. To the director's credit, she at least didn't do what she did out of a thirst for more power. She's just plain a conservative. And I wish I could say that I thought it was a disservice to make her as shallow as they did, but the last 8 years have made my idea of how deep and good conservatives are plummet to a point where I regard the director as a depressingly fair and realistic representation of the exact kind of people she's meant to represent. She's not deaf, she's not even Jack Horner, she is Ron DeSantis' animated sister. Well, I don't know, I mean, at least the director knew how to smile. So in my Nimona video, I actually got a lot of comments from that video where it was like, everybody was just disagreeing on my stance with the director and stuff in general, which is fine. You can disagree with me on it. It's perfectly fine. I'm doubling down though, and I actually think I might make another video about the director in the future, like to go more in depth with what I meant. Like, I probably could have gone more in depth with what I meant with the director. I probably could have, but I wanted to focus on the movie as a whole, and I didn't want to take like a full hour or whatever. But yeah, I might come back to the director in the future to double down on my points, because I stand by what I said in the review. Like, I still think she could have been better. But like I said, she works well for what the movie needs. Like, she's not like a bad antagonist. She works well enough. You know, she does work well with what she is. If you wanted there to be some kind of reason for her to be the way she was, if you wanted to be able to sympathize with her perspective, at least to some extent, then you want there to be sympathetic reasons to motivate DeSantis. And if that's what you think that you want, then I still don't think you fully understand what kind of people we're dealing with here. That is not what I said when I said I wanted a character's backstory. I mean, look at BoJack Horseman. With BoJack Horseman, he has a backstory. He has his abusive parents, his abusive mom, his shitty father. He has the drug and alcohol abuse, Hollywood corrupting him. He has all of those little building blocks that turn him into the person that he became in the show. And yet, that never was used as a justification for his actions. The show knew that just because he had a shitty backstory does not excuse any of the terrible things he did. The grooming Sarah Lynn, the drugs and alcohol, the almost sleeping with a minor, all of it. It was never justified. And that's what I was talking about with the director. Just because I want to see more backstory and more of how the character came to be doesn't mean I want to sympathize and understand why the character feels that way. Okay, it's important for a movie to be able to showcase how a character got that way without so much, like, justifying it. Because it's possible. I mean, look at Zootopia. I mean, Judy Hopps is a good example because, you know, the movie took the time to show why she had a prejudice to foxes in the beginning, right? And yet the movie never once says it's okay to be prejudiced. The movie makes it clear Judy is in the wrong for being prejudiced. That's all I'm asking. Just a little, why is she like this? That's not the same as me going, oh, that makes sense. I guess it is okay to be racist or homophobic and stuff. That's not what I said at all. I don't know how this person got that perspective. All I said is I'd like a little backstory. That's all I said. Oh, but it gets worse. Trust me, it gets really, really, really bad here. Prejudice and discrimination, by their very definition, are not reasonable and they don't make sense. The director could only work as the kind of character she is, representing what she needed to represent, if she was beyond reason and senseless in her ways. I disagree. She can be beyond reason. She can be stubborn and she can commit to the very end, even to her last minutes. And I think you could still find a way to make her three-dimensional, to find a way to explore how she became this way, where that fear came from. It's important to establish where fear and prejudice comes from. I mean, what, did you think, do you think Hitler just woke up and just hated Jews right away? No, it wasn't like that. He had to lose his mom, he had to be abused by his father, he had to lose his mom to breast cancer, or not breast cancer, it was mouth cancer, I think it was mouth cancer, yeah. He had to be homeless, he had to be in the streets of Austria and Germany, he had to join the army for World War I, all at the same time. It was a very anti-Semitic place. Okay, he wasn't born an anti-Semite. He became an anti-Semite. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, am I trying to justify Hitler here? No! I'm just saying there's always a reason for how someone becomes the way they are. That's it. And that's all I wanted to know. That's not me trying to justify or even agree. My God. But I agree. I agree that prejudice and discrimination are not reasonable. They don't make sense, and they shouldn't do. But that's what makes it scary. The fact that there are people out there who do find it reasonable, that do find it making sense. And it really makes you want to ask the question, why? Why do they believe that? That's what I want to know. Characters like that should not be presented as if they have reasons for the way they feel and pathetically need to reject sympathy for them. I think that really depends on who you're talking to, because there are obviously people out there who are simply misguided and ignorant to the situation. Because again, look at Judy Hopps, okay? She was the main character. She was prejudiced and she was wrong. And the movie had her admit to being wrong because she made a mistake. What, are we supposed to just throw Judy Hopps to the wolves because she made a mistake? People can change, dude. People can change and have a change of heart. They just have to understand that their mindset is wrong. Now, again, I know that's optimistic believing and that's hopeful and stuff like that, and maybe the faith is misplaced, but we're never going to make the world a better place if we just constantly reject sympathy and all that good stuff, because then we end up becoming the people we hate. It's like with Aang from Avatar. It's like, if we just start rejecting everybody who doesn't automatically agree to what we agree with or believe what we believe in, then we become no better than the enemy. Empathetically just rejecting sympathy and just casting them out and throwing them to the wolves and just killing them like they're nothing, well, then you're basically doing the exact same thing that they're doing to you guys. I get your anger and I get your frustration, but that can't be the answer. It can't be. Fighting back is one thing, but doing the exact same thing they're doing? No. That's wrong, because now you look no better than them. That's just my thoughts on it. You can disagree with me all you want, but it's just, I don't agree. I think there are people out there who are just genuinely misguided and genuinely do need to change and can change. And as long as we focus on those that can change, we can make the world a better place. Obviously, not everyone's going to change. Obviously, there are people that are just too stubborn and to change like that. I get that. But we can't just throw everyone to the wolves, because there are people out there that are worth saving and worth fighting for and worth trying to change. That's all I got to say about it. And this comic gets so much worse. Also, I cannot believe you went through this entire review with all the clips of protests and interviews and all of the jazz. Yeah, he called it jazz. They used to spruce up the message of this video with. For someone fighting for this argument, it's kind of demoralizing you called it all jazz. Way to hurt your own argument there, man. And then still ended up complaining about the ending and wishing they could have kept it ambiguous if Nimona survived or not, and hand-waved it away as, oh, I understand, it's a kid's movie. No, apparently you still don't understand this either. There are enough in real-life stories about LGBTQ people meeting ambiguously bad endings or unambiguously bad endings, and yet you still didn't want a happy ending with Nimona unambiguously alive? All I said was I prefer the ending of the book. That's all I fucking said. Did you not even realize what kind of messed up message you inadvertently emitted that you wanted to send with that kind of ending. Because, yeah, no, the ending this movie got was exactly the ending that it should have and that it needed. And thoroughly, F you for thinking otherwise. All I said was that I prefer the ending of the book. That's all I fucking said. Like, my God, dude, how do you hear this? You know, I really like the ending and stuff. This is just kind of a nitpick, though. I kind of prefer the ending of the book where it was a bit more ambiguous whether Nimona survived or not. I thought it was a little more mature and subtle and stuff, you know? But that's just a nitpick. The ending still works great. And then somehow here, I hate gay people. I hate gay people. I fucking hate gay people. I want gay people to die. I fucking hate gay people. This also applies to trans people and non-binaries. I fucking hate gay people. The only good gay person is a dead gay person. Homophobia! How the fuck do you hear that from what I said? Like, my God. Like, imagine hearing that, the most nitpicky thing I said in the review, and getting this offended by it. Like, my God, dude. Just fucking whiny-ass SJW and stuff like that. All I said was I prefer the ending of the book, and he goes, oh, so you want gay people to die? Is that what you want? Oh, think of all the real gay people who die on real life. This is something we needed. And like, okay, that's not a bad point. Fair enough. But Jesus, dude, you're really implying that I'm homophobic and stuff after everything I did, even when you call those clips I use jazz? Like, they're not that important. It's just jazz. It's just random clips and stuff. Like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? You're really gonna go on this long-ass rant about how, oh, I disrespected gay people, how I disrespected you, like, by saying such a nitpicky thing and shit like that. And like, dude, you called the clips jazz. You don't care. You don't fucking give a shit. Fucking pretending, fucking virtue signaling, whiny ass SJW bullshit. Fuck off, dude. Graham Chapman, go fuck yourself. You don't fucking know anything. My God. Like, my Nimona video, like, I'm very proud of how that video turned out. Everybody disagreed with me and the director and stuff. That's perfectly valid. I'm not trying to diss on any of that stuff. You're more than welcome to disagree with my thoughts on the video. I worked really hard in the video, and I actually talked to some of my gay friends and stuff to try and get a good perspective of it, and they all watched the video, and they thought it was good. None of them had these problems and stuff. Now, am I saying he had no good points in this comment? No, there were some good points here and there, but just, obviously this came from some dumbass Tumblr mindset of, oh, you said this, so clearly you meant this. Like, doing a whole shit ton of mental gymnastics to go from, I like the ending of the book a little more than the movie, to, oh, so you fucking hate gay people, is that right? Way to admit it. Sure, the whole video was talking about how gays are persecuted in modern day society and stuff, and how we're passing laws where now gay people can be discriminated by businesses because of freedom of speech and shit like that, thanks to the Supreme Court and stuff like that. But you admitted it. I knew it from the very beginning. Caught you red-handed, you filthy homophobe. Fuck right off, dude. My God. Stupidest fucking thing I've ever read. Like, good lord. F you for thinking otherwise. My God. You don't even give a shit about your own fucking battles, dude. You don't fucking care at all. Man, I'm done. I'm fucking done with comments. That last one genuinely pissed me off. That one fucking sucks. I hated that comment. That is... God damn, that shit sucks. Ugh. And on a real sour note, but... those are negative comments by the end of the day. Most of them were a lot of fun to read. I definitely had some fun with that one really long one from the Astro Boy review. That was really good. But yeah. So obviously don't go after any of these people, not even the last guy, to bully them or whatever. Just, I like reading negative comments. I think they're funny. I think they're a lot of fun. They're entertaining and stuff. But man, sometimes they can really test your patience like that last one did, I will admit. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I do have a letterbox now if you guys want to see some of my thoughts on other movies there. Like, I try to update it every other day or stuff like that with small reviews. Most of the reviews on Letterboxd are jokes, as Letterboxd is. That's usually what Letterboxd is for, just for making fun of movies rather than giving deep, meaningful reviews and stuff. But I do have some reviews on there that aren't from movies I've reviewed. So if you're actually curious, go check out my Letterboxd. Hopefully you'll find some good jokes and maybe some good reviews there. Also support me on Patreon. Like, I'm uploading exclusive content on Patreon now, so be sure to give that stuff a watch as well. Support me there if you can, or if you'd like to. It's entirely up to you if you'd like to. I appreciate it either way. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. And as always, I will see you in the next video. So stay awesome, guys. I got hiccups now. Right at the very end. They're all coming up now. Stay awesome, guys. As always, rock on.